Okay, and with that, let's get started. All right, so we are looking at an animal stomach cell. So off the bat, are we looking at mitosis or meiosis? We're looking at mitosis, right? Because we are looking at a stomach cell that is looking to divide to make more stomach cells. Sound good? All right, so first things first. Right here, you see that outline there? What do you think that is? Right, that is our nuclear envelope. And inside these little noodly bits, that's our chromatin. And so in this next image, you can see that nuclear envelope has disintegrated and the noodly bits, that chromatin, are now a lot darker. So this is actually what chromosomes look like under a microscope. They are much darker in color because they're more condensed bits of genetic information. All right. So here we have our chromosomes lining up along that metaphase plate. So previously when you saw that condensing of the chromosomes, that was prophase. And now we see that the chromosomes are lining up along that metaphase plate, right? So what must this cell be in? Right, this must be metaphase, right? And for just some reference, here you go. These are the spindle fibers pulling on those chromosomes, helping them line up. Now here are spindle fibers. They're tugging on those chromosomes, pulling apart sister chromatids. So what phase do you think this is? Right, this is early anaphase. And for comparison, we still have a little bit of spindle fibers left. Those sister chromatids are still being pulled on, so this would be, right, late anaphase. And then here you can see that we have our chromosomes condensed at the poles of the cell, and our spindle fibers have disintegrated. So what phase do we think this is? Right, this is early telophase. And here we can see that nice condensing of the chromosomes. We can even maybe start to see a bit of a nuclear envelope reforming maybe, but the big thing I want you to notice here is this cleavage furrow forming, right? This tells us that we are in what stage? Right, this would be late telophase and starting on cytokinesis. However, cytokinesis, not a part of mitosis technically, that's its own process that just happens at the same time as late telophase. All right? All right, so now we're going to break off into a game where you have to name that phase. I'm going to flash a microscope image of an actual cell on the screen that is going through mitosis. Or it's in the cell cycle entering mitosis, and you have to determine what phase this cell is in. Sound good? So if you'd like to keep score at home, I like to have people give themselves 1 point if they were correct, and if you want to play with a friend, then you can have it be whoever gets the correct answer first gets a bonus point. Sound good? All right. What phase of mitosis is this cell currently in? For reference, we can see that that really dark color means that those genetic bits of material are condensed. This is prophase. Perfect, yes. Chromosomes have condensed, but have not yet moved to the center of the cell. And if you look carefully, you can even see where that nuclear envelope has nice gaps in it. It's breaking down. All right. In contrast, this is the same cell, but at a different stage in its life cycle. Here you can see that the genetic material is not as dark, and that's because it's not as condensed. So what phase do we think this is in? Right, interphase. Awesome job. And this one? Awesome. All right. Here we have 2 clumps of chromosomes at each end of the cell. Nice. There we go. 2 bundles of chromosomes. Nuclei are visible on either side of the cell. New cell wall is starting to form. All right, so for this next one, I'm going to show you a bunch of cells on the screen, and it's going to be your job to try to put them all in the correct order. So you're going to label them and then order them. Sound good? And so again, if you're playing at home with friends, feel free to use the point system. If you want to just keep track for your own personal benefit, enjoy that too. So one quick note to make here, prophase and prometaphase are marked as one letter for both of those phases. They're marked together. Sound good? All right. And where you see B is highlighted in purple, second from the top, that is a circle, or a square I should say, around a single cell. So even if it looks like two cells, that is a single cell. All right. Go ahead and pause and work through this. I'm going to give you a brief countdown to when I'm going to reveal the answer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. How did you do? All right, yeah, that was a tricky one, right? Awesome, awesome. All right, well now let's move on to our next round of looking at microscope slides. So here we are looking at a cell. This is a diploid cell. However, we are hoping that through a process we will produce an egg cell from this diploid cell. So off the bat, what process must we be talking about? Right, so now we're looking at meiosis. Awesome. So here we have, again, what structure is this? Right, this is our nuclear envelope, all right? And here we have more condensed structures. These are our homologous chromosomes. And you can't really tell from the image, but I'm going to just go ahead and tell you that at this phase, they are paired up. So what phase do we think we're looking at here? This is early prophase 1. All right. Now these guys really condensed, right? These are really condensed chromosomes and the spindle fibers are forming, so this is late prophase 1. All right, and now here we have homologous pairs of chromosomes lining up on, right, our metaphase plate. So what phase is this? Metaphase 1, awesome. And now here we have our chromosomes, the full chromosomes, not sister chromatids, but full chromosomes are being pulled apart to the ends of the cell by spindle fibers. So what phase is this? Right, anaphase 1. Good. And now we have our chromosomes are at the poles of the cell. Nice. Here we see the nuclear envelopes reforming, and we still have condensed chromosome material in the cell. This is prophase 2. All right, this one's a tricky one. I'm going a little out of order here. What phase is this? We see we have 4 cells forming now, right? Yes, this is telophase 2. Here we see that new membrane forming. How about this one? What phase is this? Right, this is metaphase 2. We can tell that it's metaphase 2 because we have our chromosomes lining up along that metaphase plate, and there are 2 cells that are forming, right? We can see here is cell number 1, and here is cell number 2. So metaphase 2. And now, here's what it looks like when we have our 4 haploid non-identical cells. Awesome work!